Stop everything you are doing right now, because the next few minutes will permanently change how you see every human interaction. You are about to hear something that feels dangerous, not because it will scare you, but because once these ideas enter your mind, you can never go back. You will walk into rooms differently. You will look at the people who once terrified you and feel nothing except cold, sovereign clarity. This is not motivation. This is a systematic dismantling of how you have been programmed to react. What most people call standing up for yourself is actually a performance of panic dressed up as strength, a scripted outburst that proves the other person already won. But today we are going back over 2,000 years, to Roman battlefields, to slave quarters, to the private journals of an emperor who led armies while fighting his darkest inner wars. Because those men, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, Cato, faced the same chaos you face every day. Public humiliation, private betrayal, social cruelty, and they engineered a state where insults evaporate on contact, where manipulation fails, where other people's storms cannot enter your mind without your permission. Their disrespect is never about you, it is always about them. This video contains 10 lessons. Each one cuts deeper than the last. If you leave before the end, you will carry the wound, but not the cure. So decide now. The people trying to break your peace are already 3 moves ahead. Lesson 1. The real architecture of insult. When someone disrespects you, what is actually happening? Most people think they are evaluating my worth. Wrong. That misunderstanding is costing you your sanity. Marcus Aurelius was emperor of 70 million people, and he still woke up every morning knowing he would be disrespected. The difference was not that he avoided insults, it was that he understood their true origin. Disrespect is never a verdict on you, it is a symptom of the other person's internal disease. Epictetus was born a slave. His master twisted his leg and broke it for amusement. As the bone snapped, Epictetus looked at his master calmly and said, "I told you it would break." No rage, because he understood his master's cruelty was not a statement about Epictetus. It was a confession of the master's own poverty of character. An insult is a confession disguised as an attack. When you truly internalize that, the insult loses its poison mid-flight. You become unmoved, not suppressing anything, genuinely understanding, this is not about me, build that wall now. Lesson 2. The radical power of zero expectation. There is a specific suffering no one talks about. It is not the pain of being hurt. It is the pain of being surprised by being hurt. Until you eliminate that surprise, you will always be vulnerable. Expectation is the raw material from which disrespect manufactures its power. Every time you walk into a room expecting to be treated with respect, you hand that room a weapon. The Stoic solution is not to lower your standards, it is to remove your dependence on others meeting them. Before any interaction that might bring disrespect, quietly accept the worst possible version, not to be crushed by it, to be immunized from it. Lesson 3. The weapon that makes no sound. Every loud weapon, a comeback, a defense, an explanation, announces your wound. The most lethal weapon in human history makes no sound at all. Cato the Younger was the most feared man in the Roman Senate, not because of his wealth or military record, but because he almost never responded immediately. When Julius Caesar tried to humiliate him publicly, Cato said nothing and calmly returned to the matter at hand. Caesar did not know what to do with silence. No one does. Silence is the response, and it is the only one that cannot be weaponized against you. When someone makes a cutting remark, hold their gaze for 2 seconds longer than comfortable, not glaring, not smiling. Then continue what you were doing. No reaction, no fuel. The room will fill the vacuum, and the disrespectful person will fill it worse than you ever could. Lesson 4. The one sentence that ends every attack. Everything so far has been preparation for this single weapon. One sentence forged across 2 millennia. When someone disrespects you, after the pause, look at them with calm, level eyes and ask, "Are you hoping for a reaction from me?" Here is why this is devastating. First, it is a mirror. You have dragged their unconscious tactic into blinding light. Second, it is unemotional. Their entire plan depended on triggering emotion. You gave them none. Third, it is unanswerable. If they say yes, they admit to manipulation. If they say no, you have still publicly demonstrated that you saw through them. In 11 words, you shift every power dynamic in the room. Practice this sentence until it is in your muscle memory. Lesson 5. Why anger is the most expensive luxury. You have been lied to about anger. You were told it is strength. The Stoics called it a brief madness. Seneca was advisor to Emperor Nero, a man who could kill him for the wrong expression. From that lived experience, Seneca concluded that anger is most harmful to the person experiencing it, not to the target. Every moment you spend angry about someone else's behavior is a moment you have handed them the management of your mind. Anger is not strength. Anger is a confession of helplessness. When you feel it rising, acknowledge it, name it, then choose. That choice belongs entirely to you. Lesson 6. Building a self-worth. No one can reach an insult can only wound you in a place you have not yet fortified. When someone calls you incompetent and you lie awake tormented, they did not create that wound. They found one that was already there, a doubt you held, a fear you had not examined. Every insult that keeps you awake is a map. It shows you exactly where your inner citadel still has exposed walls. Start building the Iron Garden tonight. Take 10 minutes and write down 3 things you did today that you are privately proud of, that no one saw, no one praised. Do this every night for 30 days. At the end, you will have built something no human insult can reach. Lesson 7. Performing at your highest while under attack. The most elite version of any human performance happens in the space between stimulus and response. When someone disrespects you in a high-stakes moment, they are trying to shrink that space to zero. They want you to react before you think. Your discipline is what preserves that space. Take 3 seconds, breathe, observe, choose. The attacker expected to find someone off balance. They found someone standing on bedrock. Lesson 8. The slow, devastating consequence. Access to your presence, your attention, your energy. This is the most valuable currency you possess. You do not need to punish people who disrespect you. You simply need to price them out. The Stoic third path is the quiet, methodical withdrawal of light. No announcement, no drama, shorter responses, less warmth, less availability. You become a gray rock, not hostile, simply less. Pull back the investment slowly without malice and reallocate that energy to relationships where it is genuinely received. This is not revenge. This is resource management. And when they notice, you will not need to say a word. Lesson 9. Loving your enemy without becoming their servant. This is the Stoic summit. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is peculiar to man to love even those who do wrong, not as weakness, as a strategic choice to refuse the corruption that hatred offers. Hatred is not a weapon you aim at other people. It is a poison you drink yourself. When you carry active hatred for someone, they live in your mind rent-free. You rehearse arguments in the shower. You craft the perfect takedown at 2 a.m. While you are doing this, they are sleeping. You do not have to like them. You do not have to trust them. But release the need to maintain active resentment. That cost is only you paying. Step out of their story and back into your own. Lesson 10. Building a reality so full that disrespect becomes irrelevant. The ultimate answer to disrespect is not a better defense. It is a life so consumed by meaning that there is no room left for the wound. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present. A person fully consumed by their purpose has no psychological vacancy for the opinions of their critics." Socrates was executed by his critics. Galileo was imprisoned. Lincoln was despised by half the nation. What made them untouchable was not that they handled criticism better, it was that the mission was simply bigger than the noise. Find what you are for, pursue it with everything you have, and watch how quickly the people who tried to reduce you become irrelevant. Not through any action of yours, but because you have moved so far beyond the reach of their smallness that they cannot see you anymore. That is sovereignty. That is the Stoic life. You stayed. Most people click away in the first 2 minutes looking for a shortcut. But you stayed, and that tells me you are not looking for a trick. You are looking for a transformation. These 10 lessons are not a one-time viewing. They are a practice. A way of being you will have to choose again and again in the moments when choosing it costs you something. The meeting room, the dinner table, the 2 a.m. silence when the wound still burns. Now it is your turn. If this video moved you, please hit like. It genuinely helps Shift philosophy reach more people who need to hear this. Go build your citadel, go plant your iron garden, go confine yourself to the present, and the next time someone tries to disrespect you, let them. Let them exhaust themselves against walls they cannot see. You will already be gone, already building, already free.